All right, hey, how's everybody doing today? This is Brenda Meller with Meller Marketing, and I wanted to do a Facebook Live video today. And I don't really anticipate I may have too many people watching this in a live format, but I started doing these instructional videos as a way to help educate individuals who are following me and prospective clients and even some of my current clients on how to do some of the practices and techniques on their own. Some people prefer that to teach a man to fish philosophy and to do it on their self, and other people will contract with individuals like me to help manage their social media for them. And this creating a company page actually came up because I've had a couple of individuals reach out to me recently. They're either entrepreneurs or perhaps working full-time right now and thinking about that side hustle and what it might take to launch up their company pages. So they're actually in the process of kind of getting things ramped up and looking at, their cost structure, and they don't really have the budget just yet for a hefty investment on creating a company page. So, I just wanted to kind of create this as a bit of a how-to, a little bit of a behind the scenes and how you could create a company page on your own. And again, it's something I'm doing to kind of document the process so that I can put this on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I would love it if you could like this video and also subscribe to my channel, and that way you can get other updates for videos in the future as I post new videos about different content items. So what I'd like to do is just kind of walk you through the steps on how you go about the process of setting up a company page on LinkedIn. And just some background here too. Company pages on LinkedIn are kind of unique because you have your personal profile on LinkedIn, and I'm just gonna click to my profile here just so you can see that for a second. Now we're on my personal profile on LinkedIn, and this is something that is managed by me as an individual. It's my name, it's my personality, and the descriptions I have of myself in my summary statement, those describe me as an individual. But you can see that if I scroll down into my profile, and I have my own consulting business, I have Meller Marketing. So if you scroll down into my experience section, you're going to see this Meller Marketing section in here. And if you were to click on that logo, it's going to take you over to my company page for Meller Marketing. So I've had some people say, well, Brenda, why should I even create a company page? People aren't really looking for information on my company. They're looking for information on me when they're coming into LinkedIn. And I would argue that point because your company page is almost a mini version of your website on LinkedIn. And let's say you didn't have that company page filled out on your LinkedIn. Well, what you would have instead is when you scroll down to your experience section, I'm going to show you this as an example. If your company does not have a page on LinkedIn, what you're going to see instead, and I have one of these in my profile here, a little bit lower down. I used to work for media play stores. They are no longer in business. So they would not have a company page on LinkedIn. So if I try to click on that gray avatar icon, it doesn't know where to send me. There's no company page that I can click onto. So I'm really losing the opportunity for people who maybe have some interest in my business to learn more about my business. And some people have said, well, gosh, Brenda, if they want to learn more about my business, they'll Google me or they'll look me up. And what I like to say to that is maybe, but maybe not. And think about this expression, people are lazy. What I mean by that, I really don't think people are lazy, but I think that it takes something that's really compelling to get people to go through that effort to do a search on your business. When you're in LinkedIn, you're in information seeking mode. It's almost like you're reading the Wall Street Journal. So you're kind of scanning for news and information that is relevant to you. Now, if you're looking to do business with a company, you're in a business searching mode. You might be looking through the sales section of that paper, or you might be Googling them, or you might be looking online and even asking around to family and friends. But when I'm in LinkedIn, I'm in my LinkedIn frame of mind, and I'm just in information seeking for my own personal benefit. I'm not necessarily shopping around. So when I stumble upon someone's profile and I scroll down to that section, I see their company, and then I might think, well, gosh, I've been thinking about hiring somebody to help me out with marketing and social media for my company. I'm not at a point that I have a budget for a full-time marketer, but I need some help kind of shoring up what I'm already doing with marketing. Maybe it's training my team on LinkedIn, whatever, but I see some keywords in there that are kind of interesting to me. So now I may want to learn more about Meller Marketing, and then I would click to go onto the company page. So here we are on the company page, and you can see here that I'm a company page administrator, so I have the ability to manage the page. I can also put a brief description, and what I want you to pay attention to here is that in your description section on LinkedIn, You only have kind of a couple paragraphs before we go on to the section that says see more. And again, keep in mind, people are lazy. I don't really think they are, but it's going to take something compelling for me to click see more. So I have to, for those reasons, think about what I put above the fold, above the click, if you will, and make sure that it's descriptive enough and compelling enough to get them to want to click see more. And for this very reason, I put my contact information above the fold. So if they want to know how to get a hold of me, I want to make it super, super easy for them. Yes, they certainly could click on see more, and then it's going to expand and give me some additional information to look at. I can see a website, I can see a list of specialties, an office location, et cetera, et cetera. But if they don't take that action to click on see more, they're going to miss all of that information. So I want to make it super, super easy for those individuals. So those are kind of the basics of what the page looks like when you land on it. Now what I'd like you to do is to actually walk you through the steps on how to create your company page. And this is a simple process to do, guys. So it used to be much more difficult. LinkedIn would actually require you to have a certain number of connections on LinkedIn. You would also have to have an email address that matched your company website. So in my case, my website is www.mellermarketing.com. So I would have to have an email address on my LinkedIn account in the past, Brenda@Meller Marketing, in order for them to allow me to set up a company page. I don't need to do that anymore. It's really simple, and I'm going to walk you through the steps now. What I'd like you to do is click on the work icon, and this is only in your desktop view. I think you can do some of these steps in mobile, but I really would recommend you do this in the full desktop view. So go ahead and click on the work icon, and then what I want you to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to see this link here for create a company page. So go ahead and click on that, and this is it. We're now in this module where we can actually set up our company page. Now, what I'm going to do is just set up a kind of fictitious company page just to kind of give you guys an example. And I'm going to set up a company page name called Social Media Pie. And those of you that know me well know that I have started to bring in this whole concept of my love of pie into my sales presentations, into my marketing presentations. And I'm getting really good engagement with it, and it's almost started to take on a little bit of a life of its own. So I'm in the process right now of actually kind of setting up and reserving accounts because I'm not sure where this will go, but this is perfect timing for me to set up my company page. So I'm putting my company name in there, Social Media Pie. You can see that LinkedIn automatically adds in the dashes, and they do that because your URL cannot have any spaces in it. So they're automatically going to add that in. It is available. I didn't get a already taken message. Now, if I were to put in, for example, Meller Marketing, it's saying a page already exists, so I can't do that. So it does have a little bit of a verification process that's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Social Media Pie, and then all I need to do, guys, is check this box. I verify that I'm an official representative of this company, and I am going to go ahead and create a page. So that's it. Now LinkedIn is going to give me some instructions that I can follow step by step. I certainly could click on Learn More. I've done this process before, so I'm just going to click on Get Started, and that's going to take me right to this section of my page where I can actually start walking through the different areas. And what I would recommend is, as a marketer, as a person who's a very heavy user of LinkedIn, I would recommend you fill out every single section that they give you on your company page. And this helps to optimize your company page on LinkedIn. Now, when I work with clients, I actually go through a research process before setting up their company page. And what I'll do is I'll actually look at their competition, I'll look at some local or actual competitors, and I'll also look at some national or aspirational competitors. Because I want to make sure that these pages that I'm set up, I'm kind of putting myself in the mindset of a prospective customer. And I, as a prospective customer, might be shopping around. So what am I seeing on the other company pages on LinkedIn, and how's that stack up against you? The aspirational competitors, the large organizations, guys, these companies have research teams, they have marketing departments, they even have a social media team or a social media agency working for them. They've invested a lot of time and money into optimizing their company pages on LinkedIn. And I like to use what I'm learning from these organizations to inspire me as I am creating my own company pages for my clients. So I would have gone through that same process had I actually been creating this company page for a real company. Now, I'm just going to go walk you through the process here. I would start with uploading a logo. And you can see here, I've spent a little bit of time just kind of playing in Canva, and I created a social media pie logo just as a place holder in here. And then you also have the ability to update your cover image, you know, put an image in the background in here. And I think I've got something that I have in a folder in here, guys. I'm just going to grab this. I created this as a Facebook page header. And I can see right now this may not be perfectly sized, but don't worry about 100% perfect. Just get things in place, and then you can always come back to it. And what I'm using here is a color scheme that mimics my website, and there's some brand continuity between the social media pie and Meller Marketing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Publish. And you see here, it's forcing me to add in some additional information before they make this page live. So the first thing they're saying is I need to add at least one location. And you certainly could put your physical business address in here if you have one. If you are self-employed, if you're an entrepreneur or a consultant and you're working out of your home office, I figured out a little bit of a workaround here. So they do require a city, state, and a zip code, but they don't verify the actual street address. So what I usually do is I just put 123 Main Street as the street address, and then I'm going to put Fraser, Michigan, because that's the city where my business is located in, and I'm going to just enter that manually. Oops, just click on enter manually. I'm going to do that process again. So I'm going to do 123 Main Street, and then I'm going to put City of Fraser, Michigan, and then we have our Michigan, and our zip code is already filled in, and I'm going to click on Save, and you can see here it has, I'm going to change my building name to Social Media Pie World Headquarters. Ooh, doesn't that sound impressive? There's probably rows and rows of delicious pie and social media training going on in different rooms throughout that location. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And once I get this page published, you're going to see there's just going to be a pinpoint that kind of shows Fraser, Michigan. It's not actually going to show a street of 123 Main Street because that street doesn't exist. Now, that's kind of takes care of location, and I would recommend, like I said earlier, fill out the rest of the information here. So if you do have a company description, you might want to add it in here. And what I spent a little bit of time this morning is actually kind of looking at reserving social media pie and a couple of other accounts. So I'm just going to pop over to my Instagram, and I'm going to grab the description that I put on my Instagram. And this is just a placeholder. For your actual company description, I would recommend, starting with a 1 to 2 line description. What is your company? And who do you serve? What are the products and services? And then maybe some type of a call to action. So since I've already set up a company page for Meller Marketing on LinkedIn, what I might actually do is go into my company page for Meller Marketing. I'm going to do that in a separate window here. I don't think you can see what I'm doing behind the scenes, but I'm just going to grab my company description from Meller Marketing, and I'm going to place that on my company description for Social Media Pie. So now I'm going to go back in here, and I just kind of grab the description from Instagram to start with, and then I'm going to take out, I'm just going to actually leave this Meller Marketing description in here, and then I have my call to action, my Brenda at Meller Marketing. Specialty, if I wanted to add any specialties, maybe I do LinkedIn coaching. Whoops, looks like I had a typo, so if you have a typo, that's okay. Just click on the X, and then we can add in LinkedIn coaching, okay? And then if I wanted to also add in social media management, add that in. So you can see here, I can just manually type in these specialties, and think of specialties as the major categories of products or services that you are offering. So again, if you've done your competitor scan, you probably have some inspiration there on products and services. What are the others calling their own products and services? You could add those in. And then the next thing I do want to do is add in my website address. And I'm just going to put, mellermarketing.com. Company size, right now we're kind of growing, but we're at the 0 to 1 size in the industry that we're in. I'm going to choose the industry that best fits my description. And I think we have a marketing and advertising category here. And I'm just going to put a founded date of 2016, which is when I set up my LLC for my Meller Marketing, self-employed. So I want to try to fill in as much information as I can. I do have the opportunity to put some featured groups in here. So I've actually created a group on LinkedIn called LinkedIn Experts in the Know. I'm going to see if I can pop that up here. Let's see, it's not finding that here. But if you do have a group that you have created on LinkedIn, something that you've created yourself, you can certainly add that group. Maybe if you belong to an organization, I see Ara Toposian was watching the live broadcast here, so I might add in the Troy Chamber of Commerce in Michigan as a group on here as well. Oops, it's not letting me grab that group, so it might be due to the privacy settings for that group. It doesn't look like it's letting me add that group, Ara. So unfortunately, I can't give you guys some love there, but certainly if you do have other groups that you wanted to showcase, you could certainly do that in this section, which is the featured group section of your profile. So those are kind of the basics, guys. After I do this, I would click on publish, and it's saying my changes have been successfully published. And now I've got a company page. So one other thing I would recommend is that you start to do status updates on your company page on LinkedIn. Just like the same way that you do these status updates on your personal profile on LinkedIn, I would recommend you do status updates on your company page as well. So what I'm going to do is I've actually got a graphic that has been posted on a couple other social media accounts. So today, guys, get this, it is Lemon Meringue Pie Day. And I'm a pie lover, and since this is a social media account for social media pie, I am going to probably just start by putting some graphics in here that relate to pie and social media. So when you're kind of looking at this page, you're probably going to notice if you've landed on it, I'm just going to have one post to start with, and that is just going to be for this social media pie. And I'm going to go ahead and click on my downloads here. Okay, let's see here if I can grab that. I may have put it on my desktop. Oh, I'm not seeing it on here. It may take just a second, guys. I'm going to put this on here, save image as, and I'm going to put that on my downloads. I'm just going to call it pie.jpg. Here we go. Okay. The good thing is you're not seeing all the behind the scenes things happening on here, but I do want to get this graphic up on here. So I may just add in a brief description on here as well. And I'm just going to grab what I had in my Twitter account and place it in here. So it's Lemon Meringue Pie Day, and I shall do my best to find and eat some lemon meringue pie. And then I'm going to post it. Now, after you've posted it, you can actually click to go onto your member view, and this is, you'll be able to now see what your members would see. So anybody who is a active connection on LinkedIn or a LinkedIn user, they go to your social media, rather your LinkedIn page, this is what they would see. So they're going to see the About Us description. They could click to expand, and again, they could see the featured groups, they could see your website address, your office location. Here, I actually did specify that as a world headquarters. So let's say now I wanted to go back in and make a change. I would click on Manage Page, and then I'm going to go into the Overview tab, and I'm going to just edit that description because I really don't want that description to show on my profile. So I'm going to just take out the building name on here. Let's see if that works here. And publish that. And then I'm just going to go back to my member view. So I'm going to play with this a little bit. Some of the techniques I'm sharing with you are a little behind the scenes here. So we're kind of poking around the page as we go. And then when I go back to my company description, it's now not saying world headquarters. It's just kind of showing that location. So when I go to my member view, I'm going to now expand that out. And it's still showing Social Media Pie World Headquarters. So it is looking like it's showing that 123 Main Street on there. So I might play with that a little bit because I don't actually want to physically show a location on here. The other thing I showed you earlier is the header graphic. And again, this is a little bit oversized for what I'm looking at here on my LinkedIn company page. So I may come back and play with that a bit, maybe just put a color graphic in the background, but you can see here, it's really important that you're optimizing your graphic in the background so that it is optimally sized on here. So that's it, guys. That was just a quick overview of how to set up a company page on LinkedIn. And what I would encourage you to do is, as you're navigating to people's profiles on LinkedIn, definitely take a look at their company pages. And there's one individual I'm going to give a quick shout out to, Terry Bean. And Terry and I frequently will refer business back and forth, and Terry's a huge connector. He was one of the people early on who was like my social media idols, and I really followed a lot of the things that he had to say, and continue to do so. And Terry and I met recently. We both do LinkedIn training and coaching, and I noticed he had some of those great avatars, so I suggested he set up a LinkedIn company page. And he was not convinced that it was going to be effective, but he took my advice and he set up a company page. And I'm going to show you this one. This is Tri-Beam. This is Terry's speaking business. So when you now go onto here, before it had the gray building avatar, now when you click on this symbol for this logo, you can see I'm on the Tri-Beam company page. I'm already following it, but surprise, surprise, I think in just a few short weeks, he's already at 15 followers. And I look at this as, you know, people who are following your company page are hand raisers. These are people who are interested in your business. Maybe they're not interested in doing business with you yet, but they are interested in your business. So they may be interested as a supporter, somebody like me on the sidelines from Terry. I am interested in what he has to say. I think he has great advice, and I could refer business to him. I could be somebody who maybe wants to hire Terry at some point in the future, but not yet. And I just want to keep him on my radar. Now, when I follow his company page, anytime Terry posts these updates out on his LinkedIn, they are going to appear in my homepage feed. And I'm just going to scroll through my homepage feed here just for a second, and I can see if I can show you any company page updates that are coming up in here. I'm not seeing them right away. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the navigation. LinkedIn will show you updates in your homepage feed based on, you know, in posts that are getting the highest level of engagement. So Mashable is a company page that I follow on LinkedIn. And if you can see here, if I click on, you see it says following on here. So when I go back to my company page, let me see if I can find their post again here. When I go back to their company page, this appears in my homepage feed just like a status update from a person. So what I like to do as a technique is I will post information on my Meller Marketing company page. I'm going to show you this right now. And then what I will do is I will cross-share that out onto my homepage feed. So let me just show you this technique. And just like I did with my social media pie page, I'm going to add my lemon meringue pie graphic in here. And I'm going to share this on my company page for Meller Marketing. And the people that know me well in my network know that I love pie. So I'm going to now go to the member view after I posted it on my company page. And I'm going to give it just a second. And this is very common when you're posting information on your company page. It may take, you know, 30 seconds to a minute for the information to come up. So if you post something and you don't see it, don't post it again. I know because this has happened to me before with my clients. It's there. It just takes a second. So you can see now I've refreshed my page again, and now I can actually scroll down. I'm in the member view, so I do have the ability, and I can go ahead and click on share. So, and there you have it. I'm just going to post that. People in my network know my personality. They know my social media pie brand, and I'm going to maybe even just put that hashtag in here. So I am now taking a post from my company page, and I'm sharing it on my personal profile. As a marketer, I don't do this all the time. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to push Meller Marketing on you all the time. I'm not always going to promote my products and services. I will do this occasionally. And because I do this occasionally and I focus more on paying it forward to my network and sharing news and information and resources and tips, when I do post some information from my company page, I tend to get some pretty nice engagement. So that kind of covers it off, and you can see now if I were to go onto my profile and scroll down to my activity section, you can see that this post is now showing up for my company page. So that gives me a little bit of added visibility. I'm now leveraging the power of my 7,700 LinkedIn network connections and kind of sharing this company page post from Meller Marketing at the same time. So there you have it, guys. If you need any help with setting up your company page, if you don't want to spend the time and do the research and to do it for you, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you and would love to help you out. And Brenda with Meller Marketing. Again, if you're watching the video all the way through here, do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Facebook watching this video, please click to share it on your timeline. And if you're on any other social networks, please do click to share it, retweet it, repost it, etc., etc. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And if you do have any other questions on topics you'd like to see me cover in the future, please email me at brenda@mellermarketing.com. Thanks and have a great day.